On the 3rd of August 2007, the world was shaken by the horrific news story regarding the death of baby Peter. He died aged 17 months after suffering continuous brutal abuse from his parents. NSPCC figures of reported child abuse have soared by more than a third following this event. With this in mind, we asked local residents whether they thought that enough was being done to combat this.
Probably not. All good causes that are meant to protect people are never well funded, really, are they?
I do know that services often find themselves very stretched in terms of the demands that they have to meet and what's expected of them.
Recent reports show that Gloucestershire has overspent by £7.9 million since baby P. We asked Duncan Sirrett whether he was concerned that children are becoming vulnerable due to funding cuts.
Those areas where we are supporting children early on, identifying them early, supporting them early to prevent things from going wrong, I do worry that they are still vulnerable to expenditure cuts.
To address Duncan's concerns, we met with Councillor Paul McLean to see what strategies the council were implementing to tackle these funding issues.
Well, it would be fantastic if there were more resources, if the government put its hand in the pocket and gave us more. I think we've got to be realistic that with the state of the economy, the recession, that isn't going to be forthcoming in the next 5 years. What we have to do is work much smarter with the resources we've got. And there are actually a huge variety of public bodies out there, the police, the health, social care, the voluntary sector, the third sector. A lot of information on what we need to do, and what baby Peter I think has done is force us all to say, well, how can we share information, share staffing, share knowledge and expertise? Now that inevitably leads to economies of scale. My argument would be, let's not make savings, let's reinvest that money into making the system better.
We spoke to Cheltenham MP Martin Horwood, who had this to say on the funding issue which is affecting child protection in his constituency.
I think there are questions asked about whether or not there are enough resources in place to effectively protect children in child protection cases like this. But I'm not sure the real fundamental explanation for the crisis in child protection is actually about resources. It might, I suppose, be about the pay that we give to social workers and the esteem in which that job is held. But overall, I think it's more about a culture of openness and accountability, and about people taking responsibility and trying to change the culture when things go wrong. There was no suggestion really that Haringey Social Services was short of money, or that the local hospital or the NHS or the doctor who saw baby P before he died were short of resources. The problem was that they didn't talk to each other, that they didn't compare notes, that the threshold for child protection didn't kick in early enough, and that people didn't hold themselves responsible when the death was revealed. Those are the fundamental issues, not really one of resources.
It's a difficult subject, but sometimes we step back, I think. And really with children you shouldn't.